Good morning. Today I want to share 2 Samuel 15, verse 26. And this is David speaking to God or about God. And he said, "But if he should say thus, I have no delight in you. Behold, here I am. Let him do to me as seems good to him." I read that and I thought, wow, that is an incredible amount of faith that David had. As background, David had just fled the city because his own son and a lot of the city had turned against David as king. And so he had fled, and some people who were still with David had gone with him, including a priest, and they had brought the Ark of the Covenant. And David had told the priest to take that back to the city, the Ark of the Covenant back, because he said, if I find favor with God, he will bring me back and I will see it with my own eyes. He knew he had that much faith. I will see that Ark of the Covenant again. It belongs in the city. But he also had the faith to know, hey, if God is not happy with me, if I have done something wrong, okay, God, here I am. Do to me whatever you want. He knew God would forgive him, but he was also willing to take those consequences that if God isn't happy with me, I can't run from him. He knows where I am, but I am just going to be willing to say, here I am. Do to me whatever you want. He knew he wanted the Lord's blessing. He knew he wanted God to have found favor with him and delight in him. And that is, my heart's desire is I want to say and do what pleases him. And if I am not saying or doing what pleases him, then I want him to tell me that. I want him to correct me. When I began doing posts and then videos of what I learned in my devotionals, a verse that stood out to me and what God was telling me through it, I did worry, am I going to offend people? I wanted what I said to be his words. And there's definitely been times where I was kind of like, I can't say that. I don't want to say that. And he made it very clear to me, that is what I want you to say. There's also been times I would start to write something down, or I'd start to say something and I would delete it because I was feeling like, no, that's not what I'm supposed to say. And I've always had that prayer to God. You need to bring the people who need to see this. If there's only one person who sees this video or this post, it is the person you wanted them to see it. And I don't know why. It may be trying to, help them to realize something, whether they're doing something wrong or maybe they're doing something right and he's encouraging them. Maybe they were going through something and they needed that reminder that he had put on my heart to say, so that that person would be reminded, I'm here, I'm with you. I forgive you, whatever it was that they needed to hear. So if you're offended by anything that I say or I write, I'd encourage you first, go to God and see if he was speaking something to you, and that maybe it's really not me that you're upset with. You did something and God was trying to get your attention, and if I say something wrong, I am not above apologizing if I misinterpreted something or I said something. But at the same time, I have to say, I can't apologize that if God told me to say something and I said it, then I'd rather be obedient to him. And This is going to sound bad, but I don't care that I offended you. Because if I spoke what God wanted me to speak, then I was being obedient to God, and He is who I am trying to please first and foremost. It's not about getting likes or having people agree with me. It's about saying and doing what God asks me to say. So I just want to encourage you. First of all, don't be afraid to go to God and seek His forgiveness if there's something that hey, maybe He's, things are going bad because I did something. Maybe I said no to Him and He's trying to, get me to come back to Him. So He's always willing to forgive. And if, God is asking you to do something and you're scared to do it, He will give you the strength to do it. And you just need to step out in faith and know that He will be with you. And yep, sometimes people are going to get upset, but you have to have that faith that God, I am right here. If I say or do something that doesn't please you, then you can let me know. And I will apologize or do what I need to make things right. But He also is very clear in when you're pleasing Him and you're doing things the way He wants, He will let you know that too. So don't be afraid to step out in faith and do what God is asking you to do. Don't be afraid to go to Him and, maybe say, hey, was I supposed to say this? Are you pleased? Do I need to apologize? And see what He says. But I just want you to have a wonderful day and know He is with you. He's always with you. He's always willing to forgive. And don't be afraid to step out and do what He asks you to do. Have a great day.